Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Ethan Powell of Northville Boys Cross Country. Ethan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. I know the season ended a week ago, but you guys are back-to-back state champions again. What's the feeling like? I mean, obviously the first one was nice, but to do it all over again is extra special.
Yeah, I mean, this season was definitely different than last season because last season we ran away with it. Like we could have ran without Brendan and we would have won it. But this year it was like, especially during the season, we had a bad race and Brian had a great race. So like the hopes of winning it again, they kind of went away. I feel like after that race, the rest of the season we were more dialed in. And then obviously we come to the same meet and we got it done.
Yeah. What was it just like battling, with Brighton, throughout the season?
I mean, yeah, this has probably been the best Division One matchup the state's seen in a long time. I mean, we beat them at a dual meet, and then they beat us at the two big races, Michigan State and Portage. And then at the conference meet, we were able to beat them by I think it was 7 points. So I mean, that was definitely like a really fun rivalry to have. I mean, we're friends with those guys too, so there's like no hard feelings. There's like it's not like cocky kind of stuff. Like we're all friends. But that was a great battle all season long.
Yeah. So just kind of talk about like your year and really just really what did you really improve on this year?
Um, Over the summer, I think that was a big difference from last year this year. I guess I focused more on my strength because I ended up getting injured pretty early on in the summer, had an Achilles injury, put me out for about a month and a half. And I guess in doing that, it also changed my mentality about the sport. I was like, it's my junior year. So this is also like a huge year for recruiting and stuff. So I guess I was more focused as compared to last year. And I mean, especially with the injury, I was doing a lot of more stuff in the gym. So biking, doing more lifting circuits. So I think that was a huge thing. And then also doing practices. I feel like we stepped it up with our workouts a lot. I feel like last year, like we were getting, now that I think of it, last year we were probably getting, we weren't going that hard in practice. Like we weren't going all out. Whereas this year we were going like, really hard every practice, every workout we had. It was hard efforts, like nothing easy like last year.
Yeah. Um, how do you like mentally get ready for a race?
Um, I guess compared to last year, that was also a different thing is that I almost like to not think about it just because it like the more I think about it, the more nervous it makes me. So I guess mentally, I try to not think about the race.
Yeah. So like what do you do to take your mind off things?
I mean, I like to listen to music before I run, but it's also just like instead of being really serious before a race, it's kind of just having like a lighter mood. So instead of like, not talking to anybody and trying to focus up, I'm like, talking to my friends, talking to the parents, like just kind of letting like being normal, not treating it as a race. And then when I get to the line, that's when I like to focus in is right at the line.
Yeah. So really just what was the race where, what was kind of like your best race so far this year, you think?
Um, I think this year I ran 15:28 a couple times, but I feel like there was more like to my year. I feel like I kind of just like I've done that in the past too. I feel like I've kind of just like left my times out there. Like we had our regional course. I think this might be my best race personally. It was on a faster course and it was us versus Canton. And it was like, Brendan was we were talking about trying to go low 15s and go really fast. And then come race time, it was like Brendan, after the first mile, he put a gap on us. So instead of me trying to like chase him down and like wear myself out, I just sat behind the can guys. And then with like point 0.8 to go, I just took off. and it was like that was the best I felt in a race. I mean, I was like I had so much energy left. I was talking to my coach during the race, and I was like just full of energy. So I think that was probably like the best I've ever felt, like best race I feel like I've done this year.
Yeah. To come away with a second state title, and of course, what does that just mean to this program, and really just back-to-back state titles for the Mustangs?
So yeah, we were actually talking about this earlier. I mean, that's so last year was the first year that Northville has ever won a Division I state championship. We have, and that's the first boys. We have another one in Division II, but that was like way back in like the 1970s, I think. So
Yeah.
that was the swimming when we were in Division II. So I mean, after last year is like, that's history. And then this year to win it again, we were thinking like, I don't know how many teams have gone back to back for Division I states. Like it's pretty unheard of to like have like that good of a team and to be able to do it twice in a row. So I feel like that was also a huge thing, knowing that we're part of the history books. And on top of that, we got ranked nationally by DISAT. It's one of the big websites that ranks for cross country. We got
Yeah.
ranked top 30. So that was another big thing for our team, was being able to rank that high.
Okay. Um, you know, so I mean, what, this year's team, like, going in and doing that, what is the state meet course like? Just kind of describe for people that might not know.
Yeah. The course is it's actually a really good course. Like that's probably the most fair course that we run on all season. It's got like it's not going to be too easy, but it's also not going to be really hard. It's got the start is flat, um, and then you go up a little uphill towards the 1,000 meter mark, and then there's another hill at the mile, but you go up and you go straight back down. So the course is like it goes up and then down and then flat and then down, and once you're because it's at the MIS racetrack. So
Yep.
when we get to the 2 mile marker, there's an uphill where we just turn around and we go down a hill straight into the track. And then the beginning of the track from the entrance is sloped because that's where like we go over the actual track itself. They put like mounds of dirt there.
Yeah.
And we go onto the inside of the bend and we just run the last 1,000 meters is on the inside of that bend. But the course itself is really open. So like this year is probably the best state meet. It's like 57 degrees, a little cloudy. There's 3 mile an hour winds. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but since it's so open, 3 mile an hour winds is like 10 mile an hour winds in Northville. So like just because it's so much more open, you feel more of the wind than you would in more of an enclosed space.
Absolutely. So, to now, I mean, a lot now the big challenge is to try to do it again. Obviously, with obviously Brendan won't be around, but a lot of guys will be back on this team. You know, obviously you have a track season to prepare for as well. But what's it going to be like trying
Oh,
to go off to try to do it for a third time?
yeah. So I actually personally feel like our team has the potential to be better than we have been. I don't know about last year. Last year we had that was a team, but I feel like our team next year has the potential to be better than our team this year because we're losing Nick and Brendan from our top seven,
Yeah.
but our sophomore class is might be one of the best I've that's definitely the best I've ever seen. We have kids. This year we put I think it was 14 kids, sub 17, and majority of those kids are sophomores. So I feel like what's gonna happen is I move up, Ben moves up, we have Nick B move up, Brandon Cloud moves up. So that's gonna be Brandon Cloud, who's a freshman this year. And then we also have Jack. He's also a freshman. He was our number 8 or 9. He was one of the alternates we took. So both of them should definitely be they'll be our top seven. I would expect for us to put potentially 5 guys sub sub 16 this year or next year.
Yeah.
But potentially even more because we have kids in my grade, like Ishan and Rithvik, who have both run. Like Ishan's runs about 16:30. I think his PR is 16:35. Rithvik's run a 16:37. So you have like those kind of kids that if they make the big jump, like they could really get themselves down there.
Yeah, for sure. All right. And final thing, I must ask this: what do you eat before the night before race?
I'm a big guy on a rice and chicken, or
Okay.
I get Chipotle is the
All right.
strict thing.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Ethan, thanks for the time and congrats on another state title. And we will definitely be in talking soon.
Yes, thank you.